take, guys, in the hustle stats for Cleveland?
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnovers. You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Well, and of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Williams. And Lure gets it to go.
Yeah, offensively, really like the way they're moving it around for the best look.
How about this? 9 of the last 10 points coming off assists. Nobody forcing the action one-on-one.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He said their plan was run their offense through Freak. Coach putting the pressure squarely on his shoulders by asking him to be the key man in the offense. It's not something they ask of him every game, but when they do, he can usually handle it. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Here's the three. Shumpert, no good.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Warren kicks to Freak. Pass to Len. And it's off the back rim, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 5. And Thompson kicks to Shumpert. Verajao down low. Guarded by Len. Verajao's shot is good.
Really nice work inside there. He'll always give you a battle on the interior, guys.
Now here's Freak. Tight defense on him. Here's the screen. Passes it to Lure. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Shumpert a screen on Knight. Jefferson dishes to Shumpert. Verajao setting the pick for Shumpert. And there's Verajao. That's good on the assist by Shumpert. 6 points for Anderson Verajao. And here's Freak. He feeds it to Lure. Glenn, a screen. Knight passes to Freak. From 12 feet out. Shot no good. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly. He talked about how important that is for an
Players do the policing. Coach.
Don't you need a player like this? Good substitution here for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Lure comes in for Markieff Morris. Warren's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Freak subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. On the court for Cleveland, Thompson and Verajao at the 4 and 5. Amon Shumpert is out there with Mo Williams. And it's Jefferson in at the small forward spot. There's the pick. Williams kicks to Verajao. Poked loose. To the paint. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Cavaliers lead by 13.
That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Taking a look back over the last month, Kevin, let's check out how Cleveland stacked up. First in scoring, second in three-point field goal percentage. And they also show up top 5 in team field goal percentage. That's excellent. Actually, that's elite level.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
Outside Williams. From past the arc. It's hauled in by Warren.
The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
Glenn, a screen. To the right side. Fires it up. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut to just 9 points on the basket from Warren.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
Here's Williams. Here's Thompson. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
He got right to the cup using that screen.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint. I had a chance to check out stats for Knight. He's really stood out for them over the past month. He's around 14 points per game, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Here's Varejao. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Varejao's got the lead up to 13 now for Cleveland. They set the pick. Free dishes to Lure, and he banks in the layup. Lure's got 10.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2, brought back 1 as well.
Outside Williams. It's hauled in by the Suns. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
A lot of firepower coming off the bench in that game really allowed them to escape with victory.
I thought the bench was the X factor for him. You can't rely on that kind of scoring coming from the reserves every game, but when it shows up, it's a nice weapon. When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Shot from 12. Williams missing again.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
They set the pick. There's the pass to Lure. Stolen by Thompson. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Here's Shumpert. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
James checked in for Cleveland. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
2 on the clock. Freak passes to Lure. Phoenix no good that time either. Now Cleveland moving it up. Williams from outside.
Cavaliers foul called. LeBron James. That's his second personal foul. Teams is a penalty.
The clock runs out. We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. So the 2 swap here for Phoenix. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for James. And it's Williams in for Smith. Korkmaz in at point guard. John Lure's out there with Len. Then there's Warren, and it's Knight in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Move the ball. Stick it.
Now here's Freak. He's covered by Irving. Freak kicks to Lure. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off a good outing against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them, wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the 76ers did some really solid work on the floor. He ended with 7 points and got a lot of those points how he usually does, creating contact and getting to the free throw line. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint him.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Cleveland leading by 7. Here's Shumpert. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement. And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
Irving can't get it to go. Phoenix has got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Len, a screen.
Move the ball.
Freak dishes to Len. Stolen by Varejao. One-on-one fast break. Here's Williams. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Cavaliers?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Here's Freak. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Brandon Knight certainly can pass the on.
The Cavaliers leading by 9. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point. Len with a screen on Irving. Len sets a screen for Freak. 5 on the clock. Len loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Len's got 7 points.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Now, Freak. 1:24 left in the 3rd quarter. To the middle, here's Lure. It's blocked. Now, here's Irving. He's got 15. Kicks it to Shumpert. Shoots from the right block, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And for Varejao, his wild hair.
So we see the Cavaliers get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?